There, I caught a whiff, I'm afraid, of the zebra's cecum. It wasn't particularly pleasant. What you can see, however, while this lioness, I'll just tell you about it, while this lioness comes over here, there is absolutely no reaction from the buffalo to the lions as they've come here now. One or two have looked up, but the rest of the herd is gathering. I think they're gathering and snoozing because it's getting a little bit cold. I'm just taking some pictures. Hopefully we'll be able to recognize these lions the next time we come. And I'd love for you to try and pick up some distinguishing features. Take some screenshots. Let's get some distinguishing features. Obviously those spots might fade a little bit, but these two lionesses are easy to distinguish from each other. One of them seems to be lactating, although she's got swollen teats, but she doesn't seem to have very clear suckle marks. You've all been watching, of course, the... this is bizarre. You've been watching the Nkuhuma Pride, and you know, of course, that they've got very, very obvious suckle marks. The area around the teats become really quite worn. Beautiful. I'm just going to do a quick comms check with the final control. Rebecca, have we still got you there? Okay, good. There we go. Just making sure. Now, they're trying to get into the bottom, and that is the softest place for lions to get. So that's probably where they'll begin. Well, it's kind of been, you know, hang on a second. The first hole that they've made has been blocked, obviously, by the guts that have come out. You know what? I don't think these lions killed this zebra. I'll tell you why. I got a story from one of the guides earlier today that said he had seen a zebra in this area that had died around here. It tried to do a crossing the other day, was grabbed by a crocodile, came into this area, and its guts had started to come out. I think this is that zebra. I don't think they killed this thing. They definitely had a go at it. But I think the swelling there that you're seeing, and the fact that it already doesn't quite have rigor mortis, perhaps. I think they're scavenging here. That's quite interesting. Hello, Ravi. You say it seems as if there are less flies around here than you'd expect. Are there less flies in the Mara, or is it perhaps because it's a fresh kill? Ravi, I think that it's I think it's because of the weather, largely. I think it's quite cool at the moment. The wind is blowing, which means the flies are generally fairly inactive. And so I think that's why you find that there are no flies here. There were some. You saw the lioness initially sort of trying to snap at some of them. So that's quite an interesting theory I now have, having just remembered that, because I don't see how otherwise it would have been disemboweled like that and why they'd be struggling like they are to get in there. I had forgotten completely that Wilson from Angama Mara had explained that he'd seen a zebra around here that had clearly been attacked by a crocodile at some stage. So that's what we have here, I think. Which would explain, I'll tell you what else would it explain, while that ridiculous lioness holds the head up. It would explain, and that's because she's young, I think, that she's playing like this. It would explain why the eye is missing, and I'm pretty sure that vulture lurking on the tree that we showed you earlier is responsible for removing the eye. I think it might also explain why the wildebeest and the zebra are still here. They're now starting to move. Look at the lions. They're interested here. Go on. Have a fresh wildebeest. It's much nicer. You can take some credit for getting your own supper, chaps. Lions, of course, the ultimate scavengers. You may think that a hyena is, but lions are just as adept at scavenging as hyenas are, especially male lions. So this is I don't think it's the first time they've been at this carcass, because certainly the lioness that we first saw seemed to have blood on her chin. But it would also explain why they just kind of left it, and I think it would also explain the swelling in the belly there.